Hello everyone, it's Noel from Noel's Nook, and it's been a while since I've been on camera. It's pretty early in the morning on Friday. I forgot, well, I didn't forget, but kind of been procrastinating this week. There was a lot going on at work, so haven't really had time to like sit down and record anything or draw anything really. So I decided, you know what? I've been on YouTube for almost 2 years. Why don't we look back on an older video, my second most popular video, my Venusaur watercolor paint, also my first video that I ever put up on this channel. And yeah, so we're just gonna kind of sit here and I got my hot cocoa ready. Go get yourself a drink real quick. We're gonna sit down and cringe a little, but it's gonna be real fun. All right, so we're gonna start here. Hello everyone, this is Noel, and welcome to this newest installment. This is before I had like an intro. Pokemon right now. Oh, and this was also before, not before, but I had like an idea that with every speed paint that I did, I wanted to have like a different nail design. The paper and trying to figure out the measurements of the Venusaur. And I kind of just bounced around, and right now I didn't script anything for this. I didn't realize how quickly I actually sped up this video. But some artists will actually talk, like do a voiceover while they're watching their speed paint. But what I do is I type everything up as a script, and then I do my voiceover, and sometimes it doesn't match the length of the video. Had gotten some watercolors and I wanted to try them out, so you can kind of see on the right there that I wanted to feel out what colors I was going to use for this project. I do that on scrap paper now. Really surprised with how nice the watercolors were. They are actually pretty nice. Kind of bought for being cheap stuff on Amazon. Yeah, and they are really nice. And my little brother's home, so it's going to get a little bit noisy. Trying to get all the details in so I don't lose too much of them when I start laying the water. Venusaur was surprisingly easy to draw. I feel like I got most of the measurements correct, but when I look at Venusaur's left back leg, or it's a little bit chunky. It looks side, it still looks pretty good. Yeah, it's a little bit bigger than the one that I based it off of, but I based it off of. It's kind of whatever. So here I'm just I was really nervous doing this voiceover. It was pretty great. After I did the initial kind of colored pencil, I thought maybe it would have been a good idea to mix it up and use like greens and pinks and stuff. Oh yeah, I still kind of regret that. I did all blue. And right now, I actually didn't do any more to these spots that you're seeing. Yeah, I thought they looked pretty good on their own. I just kind of filled them and I let them go. The color erase pencils sometimes bleed whenever you lay water on top of them, which is a little annoying. Layered several times over. Yeah, I did a lot of layering. This is probably like a 3-hour painting. I decided to kind of copy the Ken Sugimori drawing was to get a feel for how he layers his watercolors, and right now he's like, I'm using an elephant. I love the way he layers his watercolor. Kind of blend in. Oh, the sponge! I don't use that very much now. I'm kind of blending out the highlights and things, and you'll see me doing that a lot. It's a good technique, though. It's really great because it kind of soaks up the color, but it doesn't take it all away. Ooh, but it definitely helps to soak up some of the color, which I do quite often, and you'll see why. There's this part in the middle of my drawing where the ear, where I just actually, where the ear and the trunk. I'll sponge it in a minute here. There it is. Like my painting, or my paper rather, was buckling, so that's kind of because this paper was really cheap, and I didn't. This was before I started taping down my pictures. Pink to the flower. I actually really liked a lot of the colors that I was. Oh my gosh, it's like, just shut up, Noel. This palette. I felt like I had to keep talking. Coloring in Venusaur's mouth was actually a little bit more challenging because of the way the shadows are in his mouth. Like so now it's like, you know, if there's a gap in my video where there's like no sound, I just don't even, I mean, it sucks to say, but I don't really even care. I just feel like sometimes you guys need a break from hearing me. Kind of inwards. I kind of use a zigzag motion to try and get a really good blending technique going to make it kind of look a little bit more less harsh, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Oh gosh, there's that puddle.
And this is the second color of the green. I'm trying to darken the colors as I go because I don't want them to be harsh outright. Because
I really like how that turned out.
Unfortunately, with watercolors, once you lay down the color, you probably won't be able to pick it back up.
I sound so
it's good
timid.
to start really light and
it's pretty great.
Take your time and layer them. It's actually a really fun, relaxing process.
A relaxing
And right now, I think I realized that was a little bit too dark of a color, so
oh my gosh,
I kind of
that looks cool though.
blended it out a little bit. And that's the fun thing about watercolors though too, is you can use the brush to kind of push the water around and see what happens. And hopefully
the reason I don't do Pokemon speed paints is because I didn't want to be
down, like with
the person, you know, I didn't want that to be like a one-trick pony. I didn't want to be just that.
Ear and the trunk of his flower,
I wanted to be more art in general. But I still like Pokemon, and even though I'm wearing a Digimon shirt.
Center area because the rest of the paper was wet. So right now I'm just trying to.
Oh my gosh, I don't even use those brushes anymore.
But also try to keep the highlights as bright as possible. And I was trying to figure out what Sugimori's technique was as far as his highlighting, because
like doing studies of another artist is really helpful. I feel, especially if you're unsure of like a style yourself.
Has quite a few areas,
and I really feel like I've learned a lot from studying Sugimori's Pokemon paintings.
The very top left hand corner is where his light source was.
Yeah.
Or at least the inspiration for one. Like
it looks
almost
good
like
so
it's
far.
overhead, like the sun is right overhead Venusaur. And you can, I am so sorry that you can see my head throughout some of these shots.
Oh yeah. I still do that sometimes.
And I was trying my best to
my vision is pretty
make
bad.
Sure that everything
this is before I cut my hair.
Where it needed to be, all the colors were where they needed to be, and here I'm attempting to fill in
the bandana.
I
still have that bandana.
And I actually put in a highlight there. I tried to rub my sponge over the paper a little bit, and another thing about watercolors is if you rub your sponge a little too much,
your paper's gonna come up.
You could very well take some of the grain off of the paper, and it'll end up being
you gotta be careful.
A little ugly. So you have to be very, very careful.
Cheap paper does that really easily too.
And right now I'm putting in the third, I believe, green for this, and I'm just kind of letting the colors sit. And I did try to. Oh my gosh,
this is a 12-minute video, and I talked the entire time. I can't imagine doing that now.
Set. You need to let them dry a little bit. So I tried to figure out the best way.
I think this was with a different microphone too.
And also because
and then that microphone broke.
I had to also figure out how the best way to work was.
Oh yeah, you work.
So often I try to
right
work
to
from
left
right
if you're
to left, especially with
left-handed.
wet medium.
So there's a lot of information in this video.
Or
wow,
graphite or
crazy.
Something like that. I always try to.
Oh yeah, there comes the darker stuff.
Use that technique, the right to left, because I'll end up smearing my paper. I feel like maybe right-handed people also have that problem too.
I would assume.
Maybe I just never noticed. I always thought it was like a left-handed problem, but I guess right-handed people could have that problem too. So right now, I actually noticed late in the game that he had a very dark shadow underneath that leaf right there on his left.
Oh, okay,
so
yeah.
I was trying to make that a little bit darker at the end.
Yeah, this didn't sync up.
Now I am using
very
another
much.
Shade of pink, and what I did was to get the colors.
This was when I was using Lightworks as my video editor.
Darkened, in value, I would add a little bit of. I think I used gray. It was a gray color because I didn't want to use black because I thought that would be too harsh. So I used gray. And there's a really nice dark gray color in this.
Yeah, so now this is like all out of sync
in the bottom. And right now I'm using this kind of ugly orange brown color to fill in.
We're not even there yet.
Mouth. But I really liked how it turned out because it really made his tongue kind of pop.
And that's why I do my voiceover separate. That way I can try and sync them up to the video. I don't have a video editor where I can watch and video like voiceover at the same time. Because my video is too like skippy. I don't know how to explain it, but
it's very similar to what. Well, I've never used it, but it's very similar to the Sakura Koi.
Water brush.
and I really like this set because I don't
one
have
of them
to
broke
keep going back for water as much.
So
whereas,
I don't like them that much.
I do have regular
anymore.
brushes too.
I actually prefer my regular brushes now.
But I found them to be kind of annoying.
Because like I kept having to refill these water brushes constantly.
I just kind of shied away from using them because I figured they'd be a little bit.
And like there was a part like if my brush was dirty
really well,
and I would squeeze out the water, sometimes the dirty water would suck back into the clean water, and it was just a mess.
So what you do is you
went back to regular brushes,
and then some water comes out, and it helps you kind of blend things along, especially if you're finding that your brush.
I mean, they're fine, but
so I found that really helpful.
You need to figure out a workaround with them.
Laying some color down, I could just squeeze my pen a little bit. So right now I'm just kind of.
I'm talking so timidly. It's so cute.
But the thing is about darkening things, you do want some edges, like I did with the bottom of Venusaur.
Yeah, but I like that contrast.
Yeah, and you don't really want to cover up all of the other layers that you laid down. I mean, you might want to keep some.
That's
of the layers
something that
showing,
I forgot to like really
that
incorporate into later stuff. Is like being really careful with my darker colors and making sure they blend really well with the other layers
in there. And I think probably the lightest shade is only still
it looks pretty good for being cheap watercolors.
So you want to, especially in the leaves, you can definitely tell that I used several different colors. But I really enjoyed kind of mimicking Sugimori's technique.
It was fun. This was like really fun. I remember having a lot of fun with this.
So gorgeous, and
they are gorgeous.
He still does the artwork for Pokemon. He finalizes the,
but they're not as like.
He finalizes the artwork.
I don't know how to explain it. There's a certain charm to his older work that I just don't see in his newer stuff.
First 150, and I believe maybe the. I'm trying to think.
The second gen, I think.
I think the first and second gens were probably my favorite
of
his works, because
they're really good.
It's kind of the technique that he used. And right now I did a close-up of his mouth so I could put some shadows in his teeth.
I try not to do close-ups that much anymore because
kind of hard.
They can be
this set has a really nice
very
pen,
very little.
Really nice,
there we go with the nicer pencil.
So you get a really good.
Again, though, this isn't in sync.
Gradient.
The voiceover's not in sync with the video.
It's not gradient, but you know what I mean. And so I'm just kind of going back and forth.
Oh, there's his mouth.
Finalize the mouth because it was the last thing that I did. And
I didn't do shading in his eyes. I don't think.
It took a while, but there's
Look at
the
that.
finished product.
That's pretty cool.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Oh,
and
there we are.
Actually,
okay, I didn't think I did shading.
I did end up going back and using some colored pencils.
Look
just
at that.
To finalize everything.
Oh, geez.
But I hope you enjoyed my little showing of the watercolor Venusaur, and I hope you come back for more.
Oh, yeah, I hope you come back for more.
And thanks for joining me. Bye.
Oh, yeah, that's before I had an outro that I liked too. So, yeah, that was my... Oh, there's like... I don't know why it was upside down. But yeah, so that was my first ever video I put on this art channel, and it was a fun ride. And then I just tried to keep doing Pokemon speed paints, and then I kind of fell out of love with that, really got more into Voltron, and now I just want to do like a more generalized art channel. I still do want to do Pokemon speed paints. I kind of feel like you can't just stop at I forget how many I've done, but I really would like to go back to them and try and draw them all. Don't know if that'll happen, but it's been fun. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I totally this was just a blast from the past. It was really fun just getting nostalgic with this. So anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more art-related content, I would totally appreciate if you would subscribe. And remember to draw what you love and love what you draw.